Hello everyone. I hate to just jump into this video, but for today's video, we are going to be doing the tier list, I should say, of every NFL quarterback. This was from the beginning of the season. It should have most of them. For some of them, it has like both. If they didn't know who's going to start, like Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston, Mac Jones, Cam. I'll just say whoever has been the starter for most of the year. Except for the 49ers, that one's kind of a trip up, but I think I'll do Jimmy G for that one. At the top, we have MVP for the highest. Like, these are the best of the best quarterbacks. There should be about 3 maybe or 4 of these. And then we have the great quarterbacks. And then we have the decent quarterbacks. And then we have I'm good for a few years, which we can keep these quarterbacks for a few years. They're just kind of a plug-in until they can get their future franchise quarterback. And then time to go. The quarterbacks that need to leave and just get fired because they are booty. So first we have Tom Brady. Obviously, he's going to be an MVP. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. I don't really know what else to say. He hasn't done anything that says that I shouldn't put him up here. Next, we have Joe Burrow. Now, Joe Burrow, a lot of people say that he should be indecent, but I think that he's a great quarterback. I think that he has taken this Bengals team that was very, very bad and is making them a huge playoff contender. Like, they just had a huge win last week against, I forgot who, but they are just looking like a red-hot team, and I think that Joe Burrow is one of the next great quarterbacks. I mean, yeah, he was very good at LSU, and he's taken his thing in the NFL. Dak Prescott, he's a great quarterback. I don't think he's MVP or anything. I am a Cowboys fan, but I think that his injuries have made him a little afraid this season. But if you look at the first half of the season, he was playing lights out and well-deserving of the great role. So they have Ryan Fitzpatrick here as Washington, but I'm just going to do it as Taylor Heinicke. I think that he is good for a few years. Some would say that he was decent. This is Taylor Heinicke, remember. But I think that he's more of just a plug-in guy until Washington can find their guy. Patrick Mahomes, he's an MVP, obviously. He has won the MVP award, and he's just obviously an elite quarterback. Did get a lot of hate at the beginning of the season, and he took that hate very well and just took his talents to another level later in the season, and he's well-deserving of the high roll NFL. Tyrod Taylor, I'm going to rate him and Davis Mills kind of combined. I think that he's good for a few years. I'm not going to rate him above Taylor Heinicke. I think he was playing really good the first couple weeks, but then he got hurt, and he's just really not even really been starting. It's more been David Mills, but I think that Tyrod Taylor is better, but I still think that he's more of a plug-in. That's all he's been really his whole life. Sam Darnold, time to go, dude. Like, you played for the Jets. They ruined you. Oh, well, your career's over. Just the Panthers, they need to find a new guy. I won't be surprised if they wait until a couple of years, maybe draft Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud, but I think that they're just going to keep taking – they're probably going to take next season to try to get Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud, like I just said. But Sam Darnold is not the answer. Cam Newton is not the answer. Cam Newton, he might be there as a good backup red zone guy to run because that is where he for sure shines. Jared Goff, I honestly think he's decent. As bad as the Lions are, I think Jared Goff has been playing relatively well in this terrible season that I don't really think that he should be replaced quite yet, but he should be on the lookout. He's not quite. I'm good for a few years, though. Aaron Rodgers, I don't even know why they had Jordan Love there. That's not even a question. Aaron Rodgers, he's an MVP, very good, one of the greatest of all time, just having a light-out year. Not saying that he can really get it done in the postseason, but he's a very good quarterback, and he deserves to be up there. I think there might be one more, maybe 2 MVP quarterbacks, but I'm looking at them, and I'm pretty sure that that's it. Next, we have Zach Wilson. I can't really put him here because he's a rookie. You know, I will. Whatever, dude. He is terrible. He has not shown any goodness. I can't not believe they drafted him above some of the other quarterbacks like Mac Jones and even Trey Lance. It is just ridiculous. I mean, he's just got the curse with the Jets, I guess. But both at the bottom are former Jets quarterback, I guess, for Sam Darnold. But I don't know, man. They are just not... He's just not good. I can't put him in I'm good for a few years because he needs to go. Okay, next we have Russell Wilson. If this is Russell Wilson in his prime, I'll give him the great. But there might be another one. There's another one that I want to put up for MVP. So I think I'm going to give him the great for right now. But I think that he's deserving of the great right now because I don't really know if he's showing his MVP. I guess this is kind of an all-time. But I don't know. I'm going to give him the great. I don't think he's an MVP. I think that, yeah, I guess he never really was, like, the best of the best. I guess when he won a Super Bowl, but I don't know. I think that's a more controversial one. He could go either ways, but I don't want to have too many MVP quarterbacks. Daniel Jones, I'll put him in I'm good for a few years because of his, like, speed that you would not expect at all. Kirk Cousins. Ooh, honestly, I think he's great. A lot of people would say decent, but I think that he's actually really good. I'm getting a lot of these concepts from Wyatt's World, by the way. Make sure to go subscribe to him and his extra channel. Yeah, I think that's fine right there. You know what? You can say to me whatever you want, but Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback. Josh Allen was one of, you know what, whatever. I'll put him in MVP. He's, well, I don't want to, yeah, I'll put him in great. He's not MVP yet, but I think he definitely has that potential. He just hasn't been consistent enough this year. Like, the past couple weeks, he's been looking like an MVP, but I think that really just over a season and a career as a whole, he needs to do a little bit more to convince me. Justin Herbert is also going to be great. He's very good this year. I really don't know what else to say. In his second year, he's definitely better than Tua, sadly, but I am an Alabama fan, yes, but yeah, I think that makes sense, and both of them should be great. You could make a case for Josh Allen. Ryan Tannehill, I'll put him in great. He's just been doing really good. I think that he's handled the absence of Derrick Henry really, really well, and he's been able to just continue to perform and win. And he couldn't beat the Texans, which I actually went to when I was in Tennessee, but yeah, I think that he's willing of the great spot. There's a lot of great quarterbacks, but we're getting to some of the worst ones later. So I think that he's good. I think that he's worthy of that great. Tua Tagovailoa, I think he's going to go in decent. I think that he can get better, and he has gotten better with this little win streak that they've been going on. Well, we're going on. But I think that just Tua's doing very good. I think that he can be good. I'm not saying he has been. He definitely has been better than Justin Herbert. Left-handed quarterback's always tough. He's been very injury-riddled, but I think that he goes right in that decent category pretty well. Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill, I'll just put him in decent because Jameis Winston was maybe making a case for great, but he got hurt. Now they've had like 8 different quarterbacks, so I'll just put that in decent, right in the middle. Now, this was the one I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Kyler Murray, I'm going to put him in MVP. Just the way he's been able to revolutionize the legs and do it just like Lamar Jackson and still throw the ball pretty effectively, I think is very good. And the 7-0 or 8-0, whatever they started, was just very, I think that he probably isn't a legitimate MVP yet, but he is very young, and I think that he has that potential. Much like Josh Allen, he can achieve great things with his team if he can just fix up some of the rough, young quarterback issues. Derek Carr, I'm also going to put him in decent. I think that he served his prime. He was looking good at the beginning of the season, but now he kind of slacked off. Now he's kind of looking better again. I think that Derek Carr, he's been playing like a decent quarterback. Jalen Hurts, a lot of people will say that he's probably decent or I'm good for a few years, but the thing lagged, but yeah, I honestly think that he's a great quarterback. You can fight me if you want, just like Kirk Cousins, but I really think that he's been playing well, and I don't really think that he's been playing well. Next, we have Baker Mayfield. I'm going to put him in I'm good for a few years. If this was the beginning of the season or even mid-season, I would have him in decent. But he's just been really slacking off when it matters the most. And yeah, he took the Browns to the playoffs. He will be remembered by the Browns, but I wouldn't quite say it's time to go. I'd give him one more year, similar to Daniel Jones, and just see what he can do. Jimmy G, yeah, I'll put him in decent. I think that I think that Jimmy G is really underrated, and I think that he is better than Trey Lance. A lot of people are saying that Trey Lance should just be the permanent starter. I just don't think he's done enough. I think he's going to be RG3 all over again and get hurt. He does not slide and take precautions very well. And, Garoppolo took them to the Super Bowl. He's not bad. He just needs a little bit more around him. I guess he does. He has a decent receiving core in Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk and, George Kittle. But I think that if you give Jimmy G a little bit more time, then he can do a little better. But Trey Lance might be up there too. Who knows? I think that they're both decent right now. Can be great for sure. Teddy Bridgewater, I think that he played pretty great towards the end of the season. Drew Lock is definitely here, but I'm going to put him in decent, meet him in the middle, kind of. Matthew Stafford, he's been... Ooh. Okay, guys, the thing crashed, but we got it back. We got it good now. I was on Matthew Stafford. Yes, I think that he is great. I think that he's up there with the other great quarterbacks. He's been playing very good this season, kind of had a revitalized point in his career. But, I just think that he's worthy of the great role. Justin Fields. I'm going to have Justin Fields here, obviously. I want to say he's good for a few years. As of right now, he's probably good for a few years, but I think he's decent. I can't say he's better than Taylor Heineke and Baker Mayfield, but I think that he can be good. I think that if Justin Fields I wish he didn't play for the Bears, but if he can bring back what he was in college, then I think that he can play very well, and that's just what I'm going to say about him. Lamar Jackson, he's an MVP. When he's healthy, he's very, very good. He is not just a running back. I think they can throw the ball actually very efficiently. And the Ravens as a team, they have not been that bad ever since he got hurt. Tyler Huntley has been playing very good with them. They could have won actually probably 2 more games and been in the playoffs if John Harbaugh would just kick an extra point, not go for 2. But, whatever. Ben Roethlisberger, it's time to go. He's been a great quarterback for them, and he's led them to some playoff runs, even a great season last year. But, I think it's just time for him to retire. I think that he should retire. I don't really think that he should go to another team. I think that he should just retire. It's time to go. Matt Ryan, I'm not going to say I'm good for a few years because I'll put him in decent because he's played for the Falcons for more than a few years. So he's just kind of been declining off in this past couple of years. And he might get traded. He might just retire. I don't know. Carson Wentz is also going to be a decent one. I think that Jonathan Taylor's really been carrying him, but I wouldn't say he's great and he can perform with some of those great quarterbacks. But Mac Jones, I also think that he is decent. I think that he can play very well. I think that he is going to be something for sure in the future and maybe break this Alabama quarterback's curse along with Jalen Hurts. One more is Trevor Lawrence. I'll put him in. I'm good for a few years. I don't think he's as bad as Zach Wilson, but I also don't think he's as good as Mac Jones. So, well, there you have it. That is my NFL 2022, I guess. Happy New Year, by the way. But that's my quarterbacks list. I hope you enjoyed. Please, if you can subscribe, that'd be nice. I'm not gonna ask you to because it's kind of gay, but 100 subscribers would be really cool. So, thank you. Bye.